Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. On Fridays, we talk about the product owner role in Scrum. We talk about patterns and anti-patterns that relate to ours and the team's collaboration with the product owner. And we've also put together a course to help you navigate that relationship. There's 18 modules, nearly 8 hours of tools, techniques, videos, handouts, presentations you can use to help you and your team work better with your product owner. The course is available at bit.ly/coachyourPO. All lowercase, all one word. That's bit.ly/coachyourPO. And now, on to the show, the Product Owner Show. Hello everybody, welcome to our Friday TGIF and Product Owner episode with Lawrence Bonnema. Hi Lawrence, welcome back.
Hi Vasco, happy to be here again.
So we talk product owners on Friday because of course the dynamic, the collaboration, the teaming up between Scrum Master and Product Owner is critical for the success of the team. So Lawrence, talk to us about first a bad example, then a good example. We'll end up on a high, but what might have been the worst possible product owner anti-pattern you've witnessed?
Well, I've lovingly since then started calling him the product queen, and that's because of the music by Queen. I want it all, and I want it now, and ye shall do my bidding, O team. Because the product owner I'm currently thinking of, he considered everything a must-have, and all items, they were top priority, and that was it's really hard to make him understand that was just not going to really work. I tried my best to explain this is how product ownership works. This is how you could do it. All kinds of options, because there's multiple ways to do this well. He wasn't having any of it. He was the boss. That's how he understood product ownership. So he essentially told the team, I need you to do this, and I need you to do it all, and I want it in one sprint. And for some reason, I really wasn't able to make him see that was an unproductive way to work until I found another way in. And it's something that was whispered in my ear at an Agile Coach Camp by Dio Brettles, who had discovered this thing called, essentially an abrasive form of coaching where you turn it around. And I was like, well, interested. I tried almost everything with this product owner, didn't really work. So I tried that, and actually it really worked, because what I did, I came in and said, I've had this thought about this, and actually I have to make you a true compliment, because I had this all wrong. And he immediately leaned forward, because he knew something was off, because he never got compliments. And it was a bit evil what I did, because what I told him is, it's so awesome that you're putting that much trust in the ability of the team to decide on actual priority. And I'm sorry to have missed this up until now, but most product managers I know, they have a hard time letting go, and you just let all those decisions go and have the team figure it out. And then he looked at me, he grinned, he said the magic words that I was flabbergasted, frankly. He said, well played. And he came up with a priority list of 10. Tell the team that this is my priority list. And I was like, what? So he had that all along, but for some reason for him, it was a sport. And that was when I discovered some people are just different than others. And to him, it was a game to be played. And now I finally had become a player. So he now had a worthy opponent, and it was like a game of chess. Now that really took a lot of energy out of me, because I'm a people person. I actually like to connect on a human level and become friends and all that stuff. And this product owner, he wasn't the friendly type. He was just results and being a good player of the game.
Yeah, that's actually quite a very good story, first of all. And it kind of reminds me that very often that problem, the problem of I want it all and I want it now, starts from the perspective that the product owner or the manager believes that the more they push, the more they get.
Yeah, Yeah, that was definitely.
And if and your attitude was like, okay, so let's play the game.
Hmm.
And let's talk about what are the consequences of your attitude, but in a way that is flattering, right?
Yeah, plus, but it wasn't really flattering because what I was doing was, of course, hideously passive aggressive. But it really did work because he liked the way that I did that, right? So he said, well played for a reason, because for some reason that really hammered home the point of the futility of wanting it all and actually saying that and making no effort at all to prioritize because effectively he was leaving it up to the team to decide because he wasn't making those decisions. And I pointed out, that's your job. You're here to make those decisions. And if you're not going to do it, good, you're leaving it up to the team, then let me compliment you for it. And that made him feel uneasy, but also a little bit, he thought it was fun actually to be told this in that form. And that was a really good lesson for me because I'd been suffering through that, right, for at least a month. How am I going to make this person see that this is bad behavior? And he already knew. It never occurred to me that he knew and just didn't care.
Or maybe so here's a different perspective. So I definitely, your perspective is a valid approach and a
Uh-huh.
valid interpretation of what happens. I can totally see that a quote unquote player would find it interesting that you're trying to play him, right? And would take pleasure in that interaction, in that social interaction. And we do that with our friends all the time, right? You know, the sarcasm, the jokes we play while we're drinking a beer outside, and like that happens between friends. And so one aspect is definitely that he finally opened the door to letting you in and listening to you. That's for sure. But another aspect that comes to mind is that what you also did at that point was to use reverse psychology, which is that criticize with praise, i.e., the criticism does not come from you, it happens inside the listener's mind,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
So because you're saying, you know, the amount of trust you have in the team is you know, it's amazing. I'm so proud of you that you're able to trust the team to make those decisions. And in his mind, probably he's saying, damn, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Or that wasn't my intent at all.
And this happens a lot. In fact, I usually use the phrase, a developer has to do extreme prioritization, meaning they have to prioritize including what keystroke comes first. So either you make that decision for them or they make it for you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
All right, that was a great story. Also, a lot of fun, by the way, Lawrence. Great story. Now we turn our attention to what might be the opposite, the mirror image, the best product owner example you've ever worked with.
Yeah, that's really the other end of the spectrum because I once had the joy to work with a product owner who was like the energizer bunny of teamwork, always finding ways to work with the team on not just refinement, but also upcoming requests and options on how to service them. And he was being decisive where needed. So when the team had a hard time figuring out priority for themselves or where there was when time was of the essence, then he stepped in and made decisions, but he was inclusive where possible and feasible. So he usually talked the team through the decisions he was making, and that delicate balance between being the alpha and omega of product backlog options and sharing influence with the team, that was truly amazing. And to me, that's still the person I have in mind when I coach product owners to become really great at their job.
What do you think drives a product owner to take that attitude? Maybe start specifically with this person. What do you think drove this person to take that attitude?
A really honest, real passion for the product that he was product owning. He was absolutely, completely in love with the product.
Absolutely. I can totally see how that allows people to be both flexible but decisive, inclusive. They want to bring people along because they love the product and they want others to love the product as well. Could totally see how that could work.
Yes, exactly. That was indeed what happened. He shared his love of the product in such an inspiring way that even people who were just there to earn a paycheck, they started to love the product as well. So it became a highly effective team because of that product owner. And then a little bit because I helped them become even better. But it was really because of the energy that he put in and put out that the rest kind of fed on, so to speak. It was really that's why I call it the Energizer bunny of teamwork. It's really amazing to see how much true passion can be contagious.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you live through it every day. Because, of course, if it's only every now and then, you might just brush it off as somebody playing, as we were talking about just a minute ago. But when it happens all the time and when you see it like reinforced in all interactions, then it becomes kind of a natural thing, right? Okay, there must be something here. Let me look at it. And then the passion slowly grows over time for the team members.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. That was a great story. Lauren, it's been a pleasure to have you here this week. We're getting close to the end, but before we go, where can people find out more about you and the work that you're doing?
Well, easiest place to find me is still on Twitter. I told you I was old. Hashtag at Laurens Bonnema, which is written in Dutch is Laurens, Laurens Bonnema. I currently work with Gladwell Academy as a trainer, so you can find me there as well. And I do have a hobby on the side at Bonnema.inc, where I do the graphic facilitation and sketchnoting and video scribing and all that good stuff. It's become somewhat more than just a hobby at the moment. I'm actively creating whiteboard explainer videos for everybody who wants them, and that's something that I truly love to do as well.
Absolutely. I'll put the link on the show notes, so please do send those links over so I can add them to the show note so that people can find them easily and connect with Laurens. Laurens, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your generosity with your time and your knowledge.
Thank you, Vasco. I really had a blast talking to you.
One more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is over, but there's a lot more we have to share. We have developed our own membership site where you find a community of active and engaged Scrum Masters. In this site, you get access to exclusive content and get to interact with us, your podcast hosts, as well as the best Scrum Masters in the world. Join us at scrummastertoolbox.com/podcast and keep this podcast free of advertising. See you next week for one more week full of Scrum Master tips and tricks. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.